guy?
And find something you're passionate about besides Ziggy.
Hey guys, so this isn't going to be like normal Ziggy stream because I'm trying to ease myself back into this. Hey, cool gamer. So I'm just going to get right into it and start watching this because I was going to watch this anyways. So I figure I'd come on here and just dip my toes in the water just a little bit and try to just concentrate on watching the video and going over this case. So this is about Courtney Clenney, who is that how I thought her last name was Clenney? Is it really is Clenney her last, how you say it? Why was I saying it? I think it was Courtney. Yeah, Clenney. Okay, so that's right. Courtney Clenney. She was a OnlyFans, like, I guess one of the top earners in OnlyFans or something, right? Something like that. I know she's supposed to be like kind of a big deal on the OnlyFans scene. But she's what, claiming self-defense. She stabbed to death her boyfriend, right? Isn't that what happened? And is this right after? I'm guessing. We'll see. Merry Christmas to you guys too. I was gonna try to at least wait to go live at all before till after Christmas because Christmas is so depressing right now for me, you know, so I don't know how long I'll be on, but I figure I'd slowly, I'd try it out for a little bit. But I do hope that everybody has like a really great Christmas. We were supposed to have a storm, that everybody was worried about, but it just never, I don't know, it might be coming tonight too, I guess. But I woke up this morning and little Ziggy had left the kitchen door open. And it was like negative degrees outside. Oh my gosh. The cat's water bowl was frozen in the kitchen. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and start watching this.
Please, God, don't take your shoe completely away from me. We're not going to work out, but God, just let me talk to him again. Let us both tell each other that we're sorry.
First observation is, what the heck is she wearing? Okay, I guess they didn't have her put clothes on before she came out there. Okay, I guess that's I'm surprised that she doesn't have. If she stabbed him, wouldn't there be blood? Let's continue. So they're about to come in the room right here. So that's why I fast forwarded it to this part. But yeah, I fast forwarded the first 20 minutes if you want to check it out and hear as she talks to herself. And it could be important, but just for purposes of this stream, I'm fast forwarding to this part.
My apologies for being absolutely fucking covered in blood.
Listen, you don't have to apologize, okay? I completely understand.
So did you guys hear that? Hey Sheba, are you modded? Because I'm probably gonna need some mods. I can't see if you are or not. If you guys didn't hear what she said, she said as soon as they came in, first thing she says, "Hi, my apologies for being covered in blood." So that's interesting, but because I just commented like I thought I would see blood, but I guess it is a dark robe, and you know, it's hard to tell probably. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, yeah, you can hear me because Sheba. Yeah, people, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be not that many people in here. It's gonna take people aren't used to me going live lately. So which is fine. I love to just slowly get back into it anyways. So yeah, I can't see the blood on her, but I imagine like it's just hard to see from where we're watching it.
All right. Things happen. You can't control it. Okay? So you don't have to apologize for it. All right? Detective Racino, okay? And this is my partner, Sergeant Rodriguez. Okay? Today's Sunday, April 3, and the time is 7:36 p.m. All right? What's your first name?
Courtney.
Courtney? Can you spell it for me, please?
C-O-U-R-T-N-E-Y.
Okay. And your last name?
Clenney, C-L-E-N-N-E-Y.
Okay. What is your date of birth?
4/21/96.
Can you guys hear it? Like, is it loud on your end? On my end, it's so quiet. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to listen. We might have to move on to something else because that is so quiet. I can't hear it. Hey, Mimeo6, Michelle. Yeah, it's so low. You don't know who this is? The girl, Courtney Clenney, the one that killed her boyfriend? She's a OnlyFans model. I've been watching her trial lately. Yeah, if it's going to stay that quiet, I can't hear it. Let's see if it gets louder.
What is your level of education? Is it the last grade or?
That's so quiet.
I believe it's the third time you've done it.
Yeah, that is so quiet.
That's after she backstabs the killer. She's not going to live up to her promises for him.
A TikToker and self-proclaimed internet sleuth sued for defamation after she repeatedly claims a University of Idaho history professor is responsible for the murders of 4 students. So how strong is this professor's case? I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime's Sidebar Podcast. Imagine waking up one day and finding out that there's a TikTok page basically dedicated to calling you a murderer. That happened to Professor Rebecca Schofield of the University of Idaho. She is a history professor there, and Schofield is suing a woman named Ashley Gillard for defamation after Gillard posted more than 20.
I'm assuming I'm the blue chair.
Yes, please. Just do this for me so I can take that off.
There's like a paper towel or tissue or anything.
Yeah, okay, we have it.
I've been crying a lot. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, because I Can I use this in the meantime?
Okay.
And they're bringing the water right now, okay?
Thank you.
Wait, once close this, okay?
Is somebody coming?
Yeah, he's coming right now.
Please, God, please, God, just let me. My dog, please. God, Christian, you okay? All right, somebody can come.
Yeah, we're gonna start talking soon now. Just getting everything set up.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be like, I'm just like, I just cannot believe the way my day went.
Yeah.
And it's way worse than I just really want to get to the hospital.
Yeah. We'll talk to
Like,
you now.
I desperately want to get to the hospital.
Right. I mean, either way, so you don't rush, you still won't be able to see him at this point, obviously.
You said what?
You wouldn't be able to see him at this point, so
Why?
that way you don't have to, because you're still working, you're still taking care of him, it's a process. So they don't
I
let
just want to
anyone
be
in.
there when I can.
So, yeah, once we'll talk about we'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Thanks.
What's she trying to do here? Is she Joy? Are you the one that purchased from my sale? Oh no, Rue. This is Courtney Clenney. We were watching the interview or her initial interrogation, but it was so quiet, so I had to find a different video. And I'm just watching this. She mentioned something about wanting to go to the hospital. I don't know if she's talking about she needs to go to the hospital for herself or to see her boyfriend. But I wonder, did she know at this point that he was deceased? Or did she think, or was he in critical condition? Does anybody? Okay, Joy. It's just Joy ordered. Joy Carter ordered some. It's on its way. I just wanted to let her know that. So she's talking about wanting to go to the hospital, which if his family's there and stuff, and I don't understand. This is,
You're working on him. Please, God, don't take your shoe completely away from me. We're not going to work out. No, God, let me talk to him again. Let us both tell each other. gonna be okay. God, please, Christian. Okay. My apologies for being absolutely covered in blood.
Listen, you don't have to apologize, okay? I completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Things happen, we can't control it. Okay? So,
She literally said, "My apologies for being absolutely covered in blood." That's weird. That's a weird thing to say. This is the Courtney Clenney. I just was going to watch a little bit of it, so I thought I'd come on for a bit and watch it with you guys. But it's so quiet that we're having to watch other things, and what it's just way too quiet for to hear it. Even for me on this side, I mean,
Leonardo da Vinci seems to have
Sorry,
encrypted the
I've,
Great Pyramid
let
of Giza
my
into
YouTube
the
premium
Vitruvian
or whatever it's
along
called
with an exact
lapse.
geometrical match of the Earth, Moon.
It's exclusive video that you saw first right here on the Long Crime Network. Welcome, everybody, to Long Crime Daily. I'm Jesse Weber. We've got our hands on hours of interrogation video that shows officers questioning OnlyFans model and murder suspect Courtney Clenney. And it actually catches the moment when the cops reveal that her then boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, is dead.
we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. There's a Christian died. I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk to your parents again.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself after this. I just like, no, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes.
All right, let's give you a quick timeline of the case. So both the prosecution and the defense have conceded that Clenney and Obumseli had this volatile, abusive relationship. And in April, the two got into a fight in their Miami, Florida apartment. Things got physical, and Clenney told police that she threw a knife at Obumseli in self-defense. But according to the medical examiner, the knife went into him near his shoulder, hitting a major artery, and he bled out and died. Clenney was detained and questioned, but not told that her boyfriend was actually dead until near the end of the interrogation. Police released her, but 4 months later, in August, she was charged with murder. Now, her defense team argued that for bond, but the judge determined that she could be a flight risk because she had reportedly made millions of dollars through OnlyFans. And during her 4-hour wait and interrogation at the police station, officers asked Clenney to sign a form waiving her Miranda rights. If she had asked for a lawyer, the questions have to stop. But here's what happens. She seems to stop just short of specifically requesting an attorney.
Here's the thing, is that this is constitutional rights waiver. My dad handles my lawyer. I'm not going to take a court-appointed lawyer. My dad handles my lawyer. I would not be calling my lawyer. So my dad is the first person you got to call, if that makes sense. I've never been in a situation like this where somebody's in the hospital. I've never been in this kind of situation. That's why, like, I don't want to do anything wrong. You know?
I mean, it's your decision at the end of the day. But
What happens if not?
If not, then that's it. We don't talk about what happened today. We just have to take the stories that we've been told from the people next door and previous situations, and try and narrow it down to what happened today.
All right, let's get some expert insight right now with my co-host and public defender, Brian Buckmeyer. Brian, this is a good lesson here, right? What should people do if they're ever in a situation like this?
Say, I want a lawyer. I do not want to speak with you. Police will tell you if you can't afford an attorney, one will be granted to you. It's probably something many people are familiar with. Within the Miranda warnings is your right to counsel at all parts of a criminal case, even the interrogation. It's protected under the Sixth Amendment. And like a lot of your rights, it can be waived, but rarely should it ever be. But the question here is, did Courtney Clenney invoke her right to counsel? Short answer, probably not. SCOTUS says that invoking the right to counsel must be unambiguous and unequivocal. You can ask for a public defender or your own attorney or just attorney in general. Doesn't matter. But saying, I should call my dad and he can call a lawyer may not be unequivocal enough. We spoke with a retired NYPD officer about Miranda rights, and this is what he had to say.
If somebody asks a question, do I need a lawyer? That's not asking for a lawyer. In order for that really to kick in, now, remember, there's some jurisdictions that are different. So each state has, kind of, made their own rules or so. But according to the Supreme Court, the person has to specifically say, I want a lawyer. Anything less than that is considered not a request. Said that with video confessions that convictions have gone up. And that has been good news for the police. I was a strong proponent of this because I was going to, you get a chance to see what the tactics were used, right? So the defense attorney kind of gets taken out of the subject because the defense attorney would say, well, they coerced my client, they threatened him, they didn't do this. But when that's all on tape and they treated the person properly and they gave them food and they gave them ample rest and they gave them bathroom breaks, it's difficult to say that the person was treated badly. So I think going forward, we will see the video confession be
level of violence, with Obumseli complaining at different times of stabbing wounds to his legs, a concussion, and cuts to his cheek and chin. Now, I should also tell you that the apartment building where they were living was reportedly working to have the two evicted because of domestic disturbance complaints. Let me bring in my co-host and former trial attorney Terry Austin into this discussion. So, Terry, it took 4 months to file charges against Clenney. She was actually at rehab in Hawaii. They extradited her back to Florida. Why this delay?
4 months, it does seem like a long time, but during that period, investigators were actually gathering information. Clenney initially said she was afraid that Obumseli was going to hurt her again, so she grabbed a knife and threw it at him when he was about 10 feet away. Based on that information, it sounded like self-defense, so the police let her go. But Clenney's story did not match information subsequently gathered by the investigators. The autopsy report said the wound was a forceful downward thrust. So did she throw the knife or not? There's also evidence that Clenney was the primary aggressor in the relationship. Finally, the warrant said there was a large amount of blood throughout the apartment.
Yeah, she's not being honest about the whole stabbing. Because if you throw a knife at somebody, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you, like an everyday person, let's say a woman, okay, around her weight and frame and everything, just an everyday person, not somebody who's like an athlete or Olympic, whatever. Do you think it's possible? I don't know. I guess we don't know the size of the knife right now. I mean, some of you guys might know because you might be covering this case or going over it. But do you think it's possible to throw a knife and kill somebody? I mean, you can. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I guess I need to know this. I would think the downward thrust, like they're saying, is probably more likely. I don't think that would be done by throwing. Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, Christy. Hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm not ignoring anybody. Yes, I do. I know the people I modded. Silly gooses. You think she's used to get her away? Yeah. Y'all think she looked black and blue? So do you think her? Does you believe that she killed him in self-defense? Or have you guys even been following this case? Merry Christmas, Laura. Merry Christmas, everybody. Sorry if I don't mention Christmas a bunch. I'm not much of a... It's not much of a Merry Christmas this year, so trying to just ignore it. As part of the reason why I also took a break is that I did not want to... I wanted to just, like, not be reminded about the holidays, you know? And, you know, so... Let's see. They'll show more video of her. I'll see if I think she looked black and blue. Hold on, let's see what this one is. This one's... Sorry, I don't have YouTube. Whatever it's called. I need to...
We have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could.
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney in the interrogation room, learning her boyfriend, Christian Abamseli, is dead. She sounds shocked, but what is her body telling us? We dig into it and the rest of the video. I'm Jeanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. Courtney Clenney faces a second-degree murder charge, you will recall, accused of murdering Christian Abamseli, her boyfriend, during an argument at their apartment in Miami, Florida this past April. She maintains that she acted in self-defense during an argument. Clenney was interviewed for hours about the fight and the stabbing. Law and Crime was actually the first outlet to obtain this interrogation video. Clenney was allowed to go home after being interviewed by police and learning that Christian Abamseli had passed away. She was arrested, though, several months later, and she is now in jail awaiting trial. And joining me to take a very close look at this video and what the body language of Courtney Clenney could tell us is Dr. Lillian Glass. She is a body language expert. Dr. Glass, welcome here to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
So glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Dr. Glass, this is a 4-hour interrogation clip. There are some pauses in it.
But I mean, it had my neck. And this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crime Circus. My name is Drip Drop, and I'm your host. Tonight, I present to you Courtney Clenney's interrogation in Miami, Florida. She's somewhat of a celebrity. She's famous on Instagram and OnlyFans for taking pictures. She made millions of dollars doing that. Now she finds herself in an interrogation room after stabbing her boyfriend in the shoulder. She's facing life in prison for these crimes. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Do you think she deserves life in prison? Or maybe a slap on the wrist? Maybe let her back out in the free world with an ankle monitor so she can take more pictures for the internet. Some of you may have seen...
Please, God, please, God, just let me. My dog, please.
Hey, do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there?
Yeah, totally.
For advice before we ask any questions, you have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questions.
I know how dogs are. We're all dog lovers here. Our three of us, we also have dogs. So that's like family, and we took care of them. Just so you know,
the female officer that was over there was talking to my mom and trying to get the food. Thank God.
So they're in good hands.
Thank you. I want to talk to my mom for an hour on the phone, and I want to go shit a dog.
He enhanced the audio, which
it has helped. I can't give you an answer. Okay, we just have to go through everything. Because remember, this just happened, so I can't really give you a straight answer. If I do, I would be lying to you, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to lie to you.
Okay.
Okay. Just as well as I don't want you to lie to me. I don't want to lie to you. We want to be able to understand everything that went down today. Okay, as truthful as we can be. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us?
Yeah. If I don't, what happens?
I mean,
yeah.
It's your choice. It's your right. But at the end of the day, we just want to figure out what happened. Okay. We just want to hear your side of the story and what occurred, so we can piece this together and come to an understanding. Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, we weren't there. You know, you were, so there's no better person to tell than you.
And it took so long for I don't know what I honestly, it was such a blur. I was on the phone with my mom. I don't know.
Send me right over here.
Yeah, you can reread it. Take your time, reread it again.
This is why I would like to call my dad and say, can I just do this? Or should I have to get a lawyer? Because I realize, like, how very serious this is. Like, I mean, I was sitting there in a freaking puddle of my boyfriend's blood, begging him to, like, please not, like, fucking give up on me. Like, man, like, this shit is fucking serious. So, I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily in trouble, but, like, I just would like to.
I mean,
can I just talk to him? I mean, I have.
Yeah, she has, I don't know what she's wearing. That's what I've been trying to figure out too. I'm like trying to figure out if she has panties on or not. I swear, like I can tell if she has some kind of bra or top on, and then she has a robe. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't see any pants on. Oh, pink sweatpants. Okay. But she does say in this whole interview though that when they first walk in, the first thing she says is, I apologize for being covered in blood, and just I don't know. I guess she didn't know at this time that he was dead, right? So I'm guessing, but I would think that at the scene he would have been probably in pretty bad shape.
This happened, and the whole situation happened, and I haven't talked to anybody who means anything.
No, I understand. Right now,
okay, well, you know what? What?
No, just that
I've never been in this kind of situation.
You can talk to him later.
But before I talk to you guys, why can't I talk to him beforehand?
Well, because I would like to understand what's going on.
I know, but like if I say, hey, is it cool if I sign a constitutional rights waiver when my boyfriend has
like not a lawyer?
Yeah, if you're an adult, if you were a minor,
he would be the one who would.
If you were under
my
18,
lawyer too.
If you were under 18, then yeah, I would provide you a phone call to your father. But you're over 18, so
I don't feel like it. I don't know what my parents.
I get you. I feel the same way with my parents. You know, I still go to them too for questions that they've dealt with in the past.
Okay.
You know?
My dad handles I'm so freaking out right now a little bit. Like I wanted to go to the hospital and I want to just call my fucking mom. And I know that I do not get that right. I know it. But here's the thing, is that this is constitutional rights waiver. My dad handles my lawyer. I'm not going to take a court-appointed lawyer. My dad handles my lawyer. I would not be calling my lawyer. So my dad is the first person you got to call, if that makes sense. I've never been in a situation like this.
Okay. Okay. This is some slippery slopes right here. I see what they're saying about this whole lawyer thing and the whole debate about it that they were discussing earlier on the video we were watching earlier about this whole, I don't know. I think they should have allowed her to contact her dad. I mean, she obviously is completely lost in the court process. It's obvious the way she's talking. She doesn't seem very intelligent. I mean, I think that if she wanted her dad to be her lawyer, he could be her lawyer, right? I mean, technically, right? I mean, you can represent yourself. So what if she said, "Oh, my dad's my lawyer"? I don't know. I think that it might end up being something that does end up screwing the state. I don't know. What do you guys think? Thought she was saying she's in a conservatorship. If she was in a conservatorship, then that would definitely. Cops at the department before this, it was blurred out, but there was so much blood. Oh my God. She never once says anything about him. No sound about being dead. Nothing to say about being upset that he's not. Right now, she doesn't know that he's passed. Because in that video we watched earlier where she was in that outfit, it must have been after this. They told her that he had passed. So I'm guessing it was maybe a few hours after this or something. I don't know. Might get the interview thrown out. Yeah. I just think they should have let her. They didn't want her to contact her dad because they knew if she contacted her dad, that her dad would tell her to not talk. Do you guys agree? Or I think that's the real reason. Is they know more time that passes. They want to talk to the people involved with the crime and witnesses like immediately, because that's when your memory is its best, right? It just happened. They want to see your reaction, how your body language and stuff when you're talking about it, especially right at the time. So of course they want her to talk, and also if, the more time that passes, it gives her more time to think and talk herself out of it.
Where somebody's in a hospital. I've never been in this kind of situation. That's why, I don't want to do anything wrong.
I mean, it's your decision at the end of the day. But
what happens if not?
If not, then that's it. We don't talk about what happened to him. We just have to take the stories that we've been told from the people next door and previous situations, and try and narrow it down to what happened today.
You get a much better picture, a much better idea coming from you who was there today than us trying to piece it together
from other people as well.
In there, There's no better story to get than yours who was there. So which is why we prefer it from you. But like you said, it's your decision if you want to or not. But for us to obviously proceed and make a better decision for all of us, it's getting your story. You were there. My
boyfriend is not dead, is he?
Well, he can't talk to us right now either way. He's in the hospital.
Your Jack is a homicide.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's like the Dexter vibe. All
I
of those
believe they
things are
explained
like.
to you on scene. It's Sunday. So Sunday, domestic violence units don't work. So we handle their calls. Anytime we get into the domestic violence calls, we handle it for them. And so that's why we were raised from the beginning.
Can I go and come back?
No,
unfortunately, no, I can't. It's steps, once we handle this, and we'll go to the next step.
Is there a chance I'm going to go home tonight?
I don't have a definite answer for you.
Okay, well, I'll just.
So the time is.
I need a. 8 p.m. There's WhatsApp in my.
All right. So let's start from the start. You guys are supposed to take out inbounds to the park, right? And then what happens after that?
Like I said, a little bit blur.
Yeah.
I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall or listening to a Christina Randall video and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer.
Now, at this point, no, they didn't tell her that he had passed because I don't think that they knew he had passed. He was in the hospital. So, or maybe they did know and just hadn't told her yet. They tell her shortly. Okay. Do they have her change? So it's during this whole same interview when they tell her, let me look. Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. You're right. They tell her in about, yes, you're right. And about 45 minutes later on in the interview, which I'm not going to watch this all the way straight through. So I'm just jumping through it if I'm bored with what I'm listening to. Sorry if you're interested and all of a sudden I change it. I apologize, but this is just kind of a practice Ziggy Live, I guess. I don't know. It's not like the real deal. Oh, this is new. And just so everybody knows, if you're not modded, don't take it personally. I unmodded everybody and I'm starting over. Because I can't even see who's modded on my. How old is she? Isn't she like. Let's see. How old is. "25. She's 25.
The first time. And then he came back with a Subway sandwich.
Merry Christmas,
before he left,
Sandra.
He recited exactly what I wanted. I said, I'll text what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. He recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right.
Okay.
And then he left. I guess he went to go bike over there. That's just what he said. I don't know if he walked or biked, but he told me if you're a biker, please.
Like a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back. And I said something about like, oh, are you gonna like reshare your location with me? Like, did you want to share it? And he said, yeah, I shared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And he goes, the other day, like when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, it kind of like turned into like a little like argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but just said, something about, well, what if I'm
Recordings just got better.
Okay.
which I wouldn't have been. I love him, but like, you know, maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe they'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me, and he ended up pinning me against the wall, and then. I mean, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like they were looking at my neck, and I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like choking me, like, you know, whatever. But I mean, he had my like neck, like and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor.
Yeah.
I could not breathe, and I don't think that he is trying to kill me, but I was scared, and all 3 times I have been scared. So yeah, I'm on the floor. And he had me pinned and lets me up. I'm on the get my mom on the phone, and I'm just trying to like really remember. I get my mom on the phone, and I remember she was sitting like against the couch. Like we were obviously it was a big deal at this point. So this happened like over by the door, and somehow moved like over in the living room. He was standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen, and I was in the kitchen. And then he just like I could see like all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me. And so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them, and I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just like, I mean, I would be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. Because I mean, earlier, I was having 2 other times I couldn't fucking breathe. I'm sorry. I couldn't breathe. And it's very scary. And I just think like, just like this kind of thing where I was saying like, do you know if he's okay? If he's choking me, and he's angry enough, he might like, or, I mean, this is different, I think. But if he's like choking me or like pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grabbed my knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's going to grab either the phone or like the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. Coming at me, and I threw it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge, and he was like by the edge of one of the chairs of the sofa.
Okay.
Like
comparing to what
10 feet. I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying to make the.
Was he closer than I am?
No, but he was further.
Or like what? Like the length of his room?
No, further than that.
Okay.
Oh well, if I said, yeah, you're right. It was more than 10 feet. Then it was definitely further than that.
Okay. I mentioned closer. It looks a lot smaller than clear.
It was further than that.
Okay. So then, you were by the fridge and he was by the couch? You were by the fridge and he was by the couch?
Yes, I was in front of the fridge. He was by the couch.
And then
behind my island.
Then what kind of movements did he make that he at the moment? He was gonna walk
running
up,
at me.
running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
What was he doing? Like, was he doing something with his hands or?
Doing it had his hands up. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Was he yelling at you at the time?
Yes.
Yeah. What was he saying?
Well, I'm supposed to put my hand up, so I really need to like think. So. Yeah, I remember one of the things, but I don't think it's relevant.
No, go ahead, tell me. It might be relevant. It might help me understand this a little more.
Okay, so why don't you go find one of the fucking guys in G-Wagons? Because I had said something about that when I broke up with him. like a week ago. Out of anger. I didn't say it because I want that, because I love him.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what did she just say? Did you guys hear that? She said, he said, why don't you go F one of those? Did you guys, is that what, did anybody hear that? I couldn't make it out. It's still quiet, but it's a little bit better. Here, I'm just going to rewind it like 10 seconds.
Let me understand this a little more.
He said, why don't you go find one of the fucking guys in G-Wagons? Because I had said something about that when I broke up with him like a week ago. Out of anger. I didn't say it because I want that, because I love him.
So then, you were by the fridge and he was by the couch?
He was by the couch.
And then
behind my island.
Then what kind of movements did he make that he at the moment? He was gonna
Started
walk
running
up?
at me.
Running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
What was he doing? Like, was he doing something with his hands or?
Doing he had his hands up. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Was he yelling at you at the time?
Yes.
Yeah. What was he saying?
Well, so to put my hand up, so I really need to like think. So, yeah, I remember one of the things, but I don't think it's relevant.
No, go ahead, tell me. It might be relevant. It might help me understand this a little more.
He said, why don't you go find one of the fucking guys in G-Wagons? Because I had said something about that when I broke up with him.
Okay, so what I heard is, why don't you go find one of those guys in one of those fucking G-Wagons? Is that what? I don't know. I hear G-Wagon. Unless she's a professional knife thrower, I don't see the momentum being there from the kitchen to the living room, right? Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm like super weak, especially upper body strength. And so I'm not a really good one to like, but I can't. I mean, I guess you could if you threw a knife over, if you threw it over, like, you know how those people throw those axes, maybe you can, if it went just right, it just at the right, you would think it wouldn't, that more than likely the knife wouldn't hit the skin exactly at the right place to puncture, but I mean, at the same time, it definitely could. Professional knife thrower. Oh man, her voice is hoarse. Yeah, they were probably yelling at each other. Wonder how tall he is. I can find out, I'm sure. They're like a 5-year-old. I am so upper body, like, weak. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
A week ago. Out of anger. I didn't say it because I want that, because I love him.
Uh-huh.
But so it was just one of the things that you said.
Was that at the moment that he was charging you or earlier in one of the arguments?
It was before he choked me. Yes, it was before he choked me.
Okay.
Or whatever.
So he gets.
So no, not right then. I couldn't tell you exactly what said right then.
Okay. So.
But I swear to God, I was scared. I mean, after like what I was scared, and I was on the phone with my mom, and it was still happening.
Yeah.
I was scared.
So you told me that he had you against the wall.
Dude, I died. Oh, Joy, you're so cute. She said, "What's a G-Wagon?" Well, I didn't think that maybe some of you guys wouldn't know what a G-Wagon was. I'm back here trying to hear G-Wagon. She said, "I'm serious." Yeah. So maybe I didn't think I should have thought of that. Many of you might not know what a G-Wagon is. So, well, I'm old too, but I guess it's like well, gosh, not to see it's like a car, it's like a vehicle that is really like it doesn't have like factored things on it. It has like is another word, like G'd out. It's just lowered, sometimes hired. So you know those like gangster vehicle, a gangster vehicle. There you go, a gangster wagon. A gangster mobile. Pimped out. Now Joy's like, what's pimped out mean? How do I explain pimped out? I don't mean it in the literal sense. She said pimped out. I know. I was like, when I said that, I was like, oh, great. But I don't understand what she mean. This whole G-Wagon referral, like what that's just a weird thing to say. I mean, I don't know.
1 point, right? With the chains over your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go.
Uh-huh.
Let me go. And then I started swinging on him because I've been against the wall.
Okay.
I started trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground. What did he do? Like, did he like lift you up, or did he grab your hair? Did he just kind of like rotate you onto the ground?
I really couldn't even tell you.
He pushed you.
If I could have like been given all these questions, before, I could be like, maybe let me think about it. Or when I'm trying to remember like a whole situation of where I was very upset about something, which I've learned this in therapy or whatever. It's like write down like all the details so you don't forget.
You know what, too? I just looked up G-Wagon on Google. There's actually, it could mean also, it looks like there's actually a vehicle called a G-Wagon, which is a Mercedes-Benz G-Class, and is also referred to a G-Wagon. But I've known G-Wagon to mean like a gangster mobile, like a pimp mobile, like a, not just like any type of vehicle. It doesn't have to be like a SUV or whatever. But I didn't know that. I'm guessing though that this Mercedes probably got its name. I don't know. There's such thing as a G. I guess I don't know. One guy. It looks like that the G-Wagon Mercedes-Benz came around was first, actually. trying to get back to my video here. Having issues.
Just like write it all out clearly so that it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone to like write down exactly what happened. And I haven't really even like fully thought about it.
Yeah.
So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
So he has you on the ground. You end up on the ground, and he has his hands over your neck, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and then is he saying something to you at the time when he's on the ground on top of you, or?
He was saying something like gritting his teeth. I don't remember what it was.
Like what?
He was saying something like gritting his teeth, like with the whites of his eyes, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay. And then he at one point he stops, right? Sorry. And what, you get up, you go to the bedroom, or what do you do?
I get my phone from the kitchen. I got my phone from the kitchen. I called my mom. I was talking to her, and then he was following me around the apartment and acting like, I mean, just like after, we shouldn't be together.
You guys have a history of domestic violence?
Yeah.
You say you've been together how long, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2
2 and a
years.
half to 2 years.
So how many incidents you think you've had?
I don't know, but we shouldn't be together.
We say one or two, or just too many to.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I haven't touched my ankle. It's like, what? Like, I just want to take a shower, God. Okay. No. We can.
I'll get you.
Wow. So I've always thought it meant that G-Wagon meant gangster wagon. Yeah. I mean, that's she could be talking about the G-Class, the Mercedes-Benz. I don't know. I think she's talking probably about the gangster wagon myself, but like just a pimped out vehicle, like custom built and stuff. But that's interesting right here. She's freaking out about this blood that's on her ankle. I don't know. I'd have to be in the situation, I guess, but she's saying the driver of the G-Wagon was involved somehow. No. Like, they were arguing. She was trying to explain what was happening before, that caused the incident, like the argument that was going on. And supposedly she claims he said to her, why don't you go find one of those guys from the G-Wagon or something like that. Hey, Lisa. I've seen you before.
I'm not trying to interrupt, but
No. You keep on.
This is absolutely the most insane shit that I think I've ever been involved in.
I think anybody that
No,
goes through this
without
would be
a doubt.
just insane.
What'd you say?
I think that if anybody goes through this type of situation, it would be pretty insane.
Okay. You said
have
domestic violence.
you made a report before?
No.
You've never made a report?
Oh, I did in Dallas actually about a year ago. And he was detained.
And what happened there?
He had pushed me in the lobby, but it wasn't like a big deal, and they made it a huge deal. And he ended up getting taken to hospital or jail or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it was necessary, but yeah. And then also I've been arrested for it as well in Vegas in August.
Oh,
So he and I each had one.
okay. What happened in Vegas?
We just got in an argument in the hotel room, and what I guess made them arrest me was that I said I had thrown a glass at him.
Oh, okay.
Like a glass of like a drink.
And you splashed
Which
it.
I think until that point it was like fine, I guess. Like I didn't whatever, but they
Let's take a break from this part, this video, and move over to this video real quick to about the same situation. But I remember seeing this video. I was searching videos on this case, and then I kind of saw a little bit of a preview on a video of this argument they had in an elevator, and she's like hitting him, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this incident. So this might be good to see, you know, what is happening when they don't think people are watching, because at this point it's just them in this elevator and they're probably not really thinking about the cameras. So let's watch this.
The OnlyFans model accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death. Back in the courtroom today, a judge denying Courtney Clenney's release on bond while she awaits trial.
NBC6's Shanae Amara is joining us live from court. Shanae, what have they said so far?
Yeah, you know, that ruling came down just minutes ago, and a lot of back and forth inside the courtroom from the defense team as the judge denied allowing release or allowing bond for Courtney Clenney as she awaits that murder trial. But let's go to some video because I want to give you a visual look at exactly what happened inside the courtroom. Now, a big issue here for the judge, whether there is a flight risk for that OnlyFans model accused of murdering her boyfriend. The judge ultimately siding with prosecutors denying her release as she awaits trial for the killing of Christian Obumzeli. Clenney came out just before 11 this morning, cuffed in her red jumpsuit. She sat and spoke with attorneys ahead of the hearing, wiping back tears as families on both sides, her family and the Obumzelis, waited in the gallery for the hearing to begin. The judge cited concerns, including the possibility of a flight risk in her denial of bond, which Clenney's defense objected to, arguing that she doesn't have the money.
Okay, I thought that had the whole elevator video because that was the thumbnail. So I was sitting there playing that, thinking that they're going to play.
Here's one thing you need to do before you start
But
holiday
no.
shopping. Don't.
My apologies. So here we go. This should do it.
Have released a new video of a violent confrontation between a popular social media model and the boyfriend she's now accused of murdering. A warning, this might be disturbing. The video was recorded in an elevator at the couple's apartment building 2 months before the deadly stabbing in April. Prosecutors say it shows 26-year-old Courtney Clenney beating her live-in boyfriend, Christian Obumzeli. She was arrested this week in Hawaii. Her attorney says the killing was in self-defense, but prosecutors claim the boyfriend was the victim of ongoing domestic violence.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.
Prosecutors say it shows 26.
Okay, yeah, I don't see him being very, hold on. He doesn't seem to be being aggressive at all. And if you had somebody sitting there, was this the same night of the incident? Because, oh no, look at her. Are you serious? She's like, oh my God. What's he supposed to, okay, what are you supposed to do as a man if you have a chick coming at you like that? I mean, she's like pulling his freaking braids. Oh my God. What is he supposed to do? Like, you're really, I mean, he's liable to easily just a jerk reaction, knock her the F out. And you couldn't blame the dude. She's sitting there jumping on top of him. What? That's crazy. Hey, Tennessee. What the heck? Is this normal? I have a feeling I feel like I've been living in a twilight zone the last few months, especially past month and a half. I'm kind of questioning reality lately. Good Lord, she is so violent. That is horrible. Oh my God. Why is she? Oh my God, dude. That is bad. She's she's rich and her dad's like her manager. Her dad manages her OnlyFans career. You're good, Daydream. I'm not going to be on for much longer anyways. I wanted to come on for a short time and just kind of dip my toes in for a little bit. Actually, probably going to go ahead and get off, but that's yeah, I don't see him being at all aggressive. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Well, I guess he could lock himself in a room. And she seems like the type that would break down the door to get to him. So is he not supposed to? She does look different in court. She sure does. I mean, girls can't sit there and beat the crap out of a dude. Come on. You can't just sit there and keep punching a dude in the face and grabbing his braids and punching him in the manhood and not expect for him to do anything back. That's crazy. Amber Heard pushed to get her so-called Clark crazy. Oh, really? I'm sure it could have been, he could have been horrible too. He could be he could have just who knows what he just happened beforehand, It is missing a lot of context, we see a very short period of time. We don't have the audio and we don't see what happened prior to this incident, So I guess, and in her defense, we don't know what was happening prior to that. But it does seem like, she's being very aggressive and he's just trying to get her to stop. And by her doing that, that just keeps it going. Yeah, I'm sure she is somewhat entitled because she's only 25 and she's very wealthy at a very young age. And yeah. All right, guys. I have my daughter's friend trying to get a hold of me and asking me something, so I have to go talk to my daughter. But thanks for hanging out. I hope everybody has a good Christmas. Unless maybe I'll come on tomorrow for a little bit, just slowly work my way back into it. But I'm totally gonna be focusing. I know I've said this before, but I have to. Like, if I can't just stay 100% focused on the true crime, then I'm gonna just have to quit YouTube. And it's up to me, and it's up to me. It's nobody else's fault or anything. I just, you know how it's hard for me to not come on here and just like talk about my life and stuff like that. And it's just not been good. So I've learned my lesson, I think, finally. And I think so. Everybody have a good Christmas. And I do plan on being back, but just focusing just focusing on the true crime. So, all right, I'll talk to everybody later.